All right. Sorry, Meta. And there's Meta's writing. I gave her practice to write on the screen, but I had Meta do this last hour, and then the video didn't work. So I'm just trying to give you credit. But Harry, I'm a Lockport student. Lockport students teaching today. Got to have my tactics in front of my face and make sure I don't miss anything. All right. I got my ID here. What's my name? Too important to wear my ID. That's my name. That's how important I am. And then Johnny's gonna help me. Johnny, hold the computer. I'm handing this to you, Johnny. Move your arms. All right, can you see that sign? Okay, so that's how many times I've been told this year to put my ID on. And then that's also how many times I gave the teacher a dirty look for telling me to put my ID on when I am too important to wear an ID. Right? I wanted to actually have some more on my sign, like how many absences do I have? Oh, sorry, Johnny. 354. Wait, there's only 190 days in the school year. That's not even possible. How many tardies do I have first hour? That's for my first hour people. 34. How many times do I pay attention in class on an average day? 5 minutes. Why do you have a bad grade? Teacher's fault. Teacher's fault. Anyway, sorry. Right? Because we're all enabled and blah, blah, blah. All right. So sorry. This is what they get every single day from me. All right. So what are we doing? What's the math? Oh, right. We got to do math now. Okay. So that's the wrong. Is that the right one? No, that's not even the right one, is it? 36A. Is this the right one? Yes. Okay. Here we go. All right. Sorry, I got to get the draw. Where's draw? Draw. I didn't get my thing ready here. Okay. What you did not get is here these. So that was the notes up there. Okay, and I he did kind of leave you hung out to dry. How do I do these? How do I reverse analyze? I did not want to leave you, hung out to dry in that without an example. So I'm going to do a couple. Remember what I did on the last one? I I did this. And then what do you see in number 15? And by the way, that's what you got. Sorry, I just have a note smashed with homework thing. You just got to turn it all in today. Okay, so what do I see? Sine or cosine? Okay, so then this is your job. This is what you got to do. You got to do, okay, and I don't want to hit that stop sharing. Otherwise, I can hide it. Yeah, what am I doing? Okay, and then hopefully this works. Y equals blank. Okay, sorry. Blank. Oh, wait, I just got a message. Hold on. Oh, look at that TikTok. Okay, all right. Sine. It's hard to pay attention with the phone in my face, man. Plus blank. Say we're filling in all those blanks. Okay?
Wait, why does it say y equals what?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Well, I was on TikTok and I didn't. All right. Okay, so yeehaw. All right, let's slide that over. Okay, so first of all, I chose sine and I'll color that in yellow because that's what you got to figure out. What am I looking at? I'm looking at sine. Okay, so the next thing is, and by the way, this device is awesome. So you never have to use your hands again. You can just have your phone stuck right in your face. All right, and I think we can see this. Let's get rid of the easy stuff. Isn't that the midline right there, right? So go ahead, be a robot and put a 0 there, but not robot, just making a point of where does that belong. Okay. Then the next thing, how far do I go up and how far do I go down? 2. So what is that? That's here. That's all you're doing. All right. And then the last thing is, well, how do I find B, which is what this is? Because that's what it is. It's A sine, look up at the top of the notes, BX, and then they gave this the letter D for up-down shifts. Okay, so that's what I'm filling. I filled in A for amplitude. I filled in D for the up-down shift. I need to find B. We know B comes from 2 pi over the period. Now I'm going to bring this up to get Triggy with it video, which is how I opened up trigonometry. Very first thing that we did, they had a thing where the variable is on the bottom. And then I talked with your awesome physics teacher, Mr. Bean, about this and how many students cannot get a variable out of the denominator. There he goes. Glug, glug, glug. It's that time. 2 pi over B. Switch them. The P and the B can switch. All right. So that's, did I do that right? Oh, actually, I actually started with this one. This is the one you know. Sorry, a lot of things going on, right? Period comes from 2 pi over b. I already wrote it in the form that you're going to need. All right. And what is the period, everyone? What is the period? What is the period? What is the period? What is the period? There we go. They finally said it. Glug, glug, glug. All right. And then what's 2 pi over 2? What does that become?
4 pi.
4 period, not 4 pi. This becomes 2 pi times 2 over pi, and then they cancel. Or you could just focus on this this equation here. I'm sorry, this one. Get myself confused. And then 2 pi over what becomes pi over 2, and the answer is 4. So that's why 4 is that number that goes in there. I'll do a better job on the next one. And I chose this one because it was so unique. All right, so 19 and then we'll be done. Then I'll kind of scroll up and see if there's any others I got to help you on, but we'll see. Hey, what do you see right here? It's your first choice. What is that from there to there? That's a cosine. So now we're filling out y equals a cosine. Let's get that highlighter. That's your first choice you got to make. What am I looking at? Okay. And then the b value times x, and then plus or minus some d value. If it's minus, we'll put a negative. All right. Okay, so here we go. This is why we choose this one. Right? Doesn't that look like the midline? Doesn't it look like we have equal above and below that middle part? So what is that midline? -1. So I'm going to put that as plus -1, which would be minus if you were like graphing it from the equation. But that's fine. You know, minus is the same as plus negative, I hope. And then let's do the next easy thing, kind of. How high do I go and how low do I go? Look at the scaling. 1/2. And is it right side up? It is. Be careful. If it's upside down, then put a negative in front of that. Okay, and then the last thing. I think you might be able to figure this one out. Period is 2 pi over b. What would b have to be? So that would become pi. What's the answer? 2. Or if you want to switch, this is what I should have done on the last one. I wrote this equation first, but anyway, you can switch these two. You're welcome, Mr. Bean. Trying to teach my students how to get a variable out of the denominator by switching what we call the means. These are called the means. These are called the extremes. Nobody cares about those words anymore. Bean just used that when we had our conversation. Oh, I think it was Tuesday this week. But anyway, the period is pi, and sure enough, we get the same answer that those that were able to figure it out before. 2. Okay, so that's how you reverse analyze. So all kidding aside, no throwing shots at you, playing the Lockport student today. So now I'm going to go back to my chap snats and tactics after I compose this video. Oh no! How do I do this?